Welcome to another edition of the Brownie Lad on Brownie Hill. Today, we are going to build a patch on the MicroFreak synthesizer. How close does this patch sound to this patch? And once again, this patch to this patch. Yeah, not that close, but it's as close as I'm going to get it. And a lot of people have been looking for this, so I figured, what the hell, I'll post it. Show you how fast, how close I got to it, and how much time I spent. I don't think you're going to get... oh, by the way, this song is the intro to Cars by Gary Numan. Someone asked me to do a patch tutorial. Let's build a patch. I wanted to see a patch tutorial on the intro to that song. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. But I don't think it's possible on the MicroFreak. I don't think you can get closer to this. If you can, post a link. I'm not going to spend much more time on it. But I'll show you. I'll take you along on my journey trying to figure this out. The reason I don't think it's possible is because I think the original one was done on a Moog, a Polymoog or Moog, interesting. Bob Moog was once asked, "How do you pronounce your last name, Bob?" And he said, "Pronounce it any way you want as long as you buy a synthesizer," which is cool, right? So the Moogs have fantastic filters on them. The resonance is awesome on it too. You can get them to warble really hard and not whistle until the resonance is wide open. Fantastic. They got pretty good sweeps, and that's probably the reason why you can't do it on a MicroFreak. The filter is just different, but we're gonna try. So to get us going, the first thing I want to do is initialize the synth. So if you push the preset button 3 times, you initialize the patch. Yep, boring old saw wave. So I'm going to do this the subtractive synthesis way. So you need 3 things. 3. You need oscillator, which is the source of the pitch and the waveforms. You want to shape your tone. You do that with the low frequency filter or the cutoff. Some synths have a high frequency. This one just, well, I'm going to use the low frequency cutoff on this. And third, the amplifier. So, let's knock the easy one out of the way. The amplifier on this, all we need is sustain. We don't need any attack, decay, or release. So if we turn amp mod on, attack is the time it takes to go from 0 to 100%. The release is the time it takes to go from that 100% down to a level, and that level is the sustain. So yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll just set it you don't need it, but I'm just going to set it at 667 milliseconds. So the most important thing to do is try to come up with the oscillator sound. Now, I think you used a Polymoog. And from what I can hear, there's 3 individual pitches going on. So let's listen to that. So there's a low drone. Oh. And then above that, there's an octave. And then there's probably another low drone and the high octave, and one of the drones is going wah, 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 wah. Okay, but one other really important thing. Obviously, we can hear the LFO opening and closing the filter really fast, the wah, 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 wah. But I want you to listen to another beat. Hear if you can hear another rhythm in it. So I hear it going. So we've got one oscillator going wah 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 wah, and then I hear another pulse going wow wow. Okay, and I think they got that by putting a phaser on after the Moog. So that's what we're going to try here. So first things first, let's get let's try to get the oscillator selection close. I'm going to go with a virtual analog. Am I on virtual analog? Yeah. And so, that's too high. Let's go down 1 octave. Yep, that's good. What does the wave parameter do? It says detune. So I'm going to set it to 24. What's cool is it sounds like it's pitching the other oscillators up. So that's probably all 4 of them playing at once. So that's probably 2 of them low and 2 of them high. I'm just going to pick a 24 sounds fat to me. So they're a little bit detuned, so you're getting a little bit of phase shift, but that sounds fat, so we're going to save that. I'm going to save it to a open patch. 250, no, dang it. Save it to an open patch. If you click the preset button, it's asking you what category, what name. I'm going to call it Cars 5, only because this is the 5th iteration of what I'm trying to do with this patch, and then save it. Okay, now there's another thing that I always do, is this is in monophonic mode, so I think it's playing 4 voices all at the same time. Paraphonic mode splits those up, so you can play 4 pitches at the same time. I don't want to do that. We're going to play all 4 on 1 note. But we can detune them even farther and give a little bit of spread. And you do that by shift, paraphonic, and unison spread comes up. So I'm gonna make the MicroFreak synthesizer hold this note for me. It's holding it, shift, paraphonic. I'm gonna just adjust this until I think it sounds good. Sounds like there's a lot of energy there. So it was set to 0.883. Is that right? No, 0.033. 0.033. Let's write that down. 0.033. 0.033. That's pretty thick. It might be a little too phasey. Let's see what the timbre does now. So, it sounds like it's doing shaping, phasing, and syncing. I like it around 67. Sounds thick. Now we'll go back and tweak on these. And I'm going to do a quick save. Just by holding the save button, you quick save. You don't have to go through the save menu. Let's see what shape does now. We're on the 4th the 4th oscillator. It sounds like it's altering some sort of mix. I'm just going to leave it at 38. I don't hear that it's changing much, so I'm just going to leave it there. Save. We'll go back and tweak that after we set the LFO up, okay? Or the low frequency oscillator. So now I'm going after the filter. The song is warbling, right? Wah, 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 wah. So I want the MicroFreak to do that for me. So what we're going to do is... It's doing this real fast. I'm going to route the LFO to the filter cutoff. And we do that in the modulation matrix. So we'll just rotate this until we get LFO to cross paths with cutoff. It's blinking there. I push it once, select it, and then it asks me how much depth. How much of the LFO do I want? For the LFO speed, how much do I want it to affect the cutoff knob? I got it about 11%. So now let's... Okay, how's the real one go? I added some extra resonance to give it that wah 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 wah, the real hard wah wah. See, it's ringing there. There's nothing there, so I'm just going to add it back in until I hear it wah wahing pretty hard. I like it there because it's wah wahing hard, but it's not ringing. And now let's move the cutoff around. So I ended up at 64% on the resonance and 1.3 kilohertz on the cutoff frequency. Let's save that. The original sounds way more aggressive already. So let's try to get some of that aggression. How do I get aggression in that? Right around there, I can hear the higher pitch. Yeah, we're not going to get there. Let's see if we can make it more aggressive with the timbre. Okay. Let's go to... don't touch the detune, ding dong. Let's save that. That's as aggressive as I think the thing is going to get. Well, let's listen what else we can hear in it. There sounds... I want the warble to be more intense. But if I open up the cutoff, it's getting too bright. And you hear that swishing, noisy type frequency. I'm going to leave it down around 11. What else could we modulate to make the wah-wah more aggressive? Well, let's try to modulate pitch just a little bit. So, I'm going to go over where pitch crosses with LFO, select that. Start adding depth. It's too sloppy. That sounds a little warbly. I'll leave it about 1.5. Save that. All right. What else can we do? Maybe we can modulate timbre. So let's go where timbre crosses. Oh crap! I didn't mean to change that. Timbre, where it crosses LFO, we'll select that. Just start adding it and see what it does. wah-wah. Yeah, I like it around 3.7 maybe. Let's save that. But I think probably close as we're gonna get. I don't like that whooshing sound in it. And that added a little aggression. I moved the cutoff up to about 1.4. I'm gonna hold that and see what this does. I'm just gonna leave that at 0. Okay. So let's work on the tempo or the rate of the wah-wah. So I'm going to turn sync off just by pushing the rate encoder, and now I've got free control of the speed. One more. That sounds good right there, I think. But when I did that, now it upset the balance of my other LFOs. So let's go back and tweak those. How much modulation is driving the pitch and the timbre and the cutoff. So let's do pitch first. Okay, how about cut off? Yeah, I don't think so, fellers. That's as close as I think I'm gonna get. I just can't get the aggression out of it, and it's because of the cut. It's because of the way the analog filter works. Yeah, there is no high whistle in it. I'll just leave it there. So, but all is not lost. That's as far as I think we'll be able to get on the MicroFreak. Let's save that. But what I do here is there's another modulation going on, and I think they're doing it with a phaser. So I got this Line 6 M5 stump box modeler, and it models all kinds of things. So these are pretty cheap used, and if you don't have experience with effects, these are great to get because there's so many different models in there. It'll help you narrow down what kind of effects you actually like. And so I just ended up picking the barber pole phaser in here. So let's see what it sounds like. Yeah. So I'm going to adjust the feedback and the mix, just trying to get as aggressive as I can get without it ringing. So that's pure MicroFreak. I'm going to adjust the mix up. I like it right in there. About right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the oscillator on sync. And I'm only doing that is because it's going to let me we're telling this that, well, where does it sit at? It's oscillating right now at 8.77 hertz. And to make that equate to a count, let's say quarter note or eighth note or 16th note, I think the MicroFreak default count is 16 notes. So when I put sync on, Yeah, it's at 16, so it doesn't make a difference whether I'm in sync or not. If I move the sync down to an eighth, it splits the frequency in half. And the only reason I'm doing this is so that I can set the same note division in the line 6 modeler. So, dang it. So I'm going to try to tap quarter notes in here that are in phase with this oscillation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so while they're running close to the same rate, they're not exactly the same rate because I can't punch the tap at the same resolution, you know. My brain can't go at 8.84 hertz. That's 1/100th of a hertz. That's 1/100th of a cycle per second. There ain't a brain on the planet that can do it without that, in that resolution. However, it's good. We don't want them exactly synced up because we want to hear them being slightly out of phase so that they create a third oscillation or a third phase shift in there. So it's going it's slower because I got it closer. Let's make it a little sloppy. Okay, how close is this to this? Sounds like the oscillation is closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And there, I would call it done. I don't think you can get any closer, only because you need a Moog to do it. You just can't beat the filter in a Moog. But is this close enough for government use? Yes. Can we make it warble harder? So I took the LFO out, and can you hear that beating? That's probably a little too strong for me. Where's that coming from? Is it the timbre? Yep. I'll leave that at 1. What's the pitch? Too much. You know where that's coming from is I better save that. I think that's coming. I got too much spread in it. So I'm gonna back the amount of the LFO going to the timbre knob, and now we're going to put the LFO back into the cutoff. I'm running too fast. Okay. Yeah, that's as close as I'm going to get. I give up. Save it. Yeah, you can't do without a Moog, but it was still fun to learn to build that patch. So what do we end up with? Oscillator type, virtual analog, wave parameter. I got it set to 25. Timbre parameter is set to 66. The shape parameter set to 38. The filter cutoff is at 1.3. The resonance, where do I have that at? No, that was up around 60, not 50. I know the cutoff's at 11.1. The pitch, what did I get that set at? Yep, 0.8. The rate, 8.84. I got the sync set at 16ths. And the timbre, timbre from the LFO. Timbre 0.5. Yeah, way less. All right. That's where the patch ended up at. Thanks for learning the program with the Brawny Lad. Yeah, that's still not good enough. You could tweak all day. You're never going to get it. Good enough. Thanks, man. Have a good one.